Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And I know I'm not usually like a book account, but I wanted to give you guys some closed door / clean book recommendations that you guys can read and that you'll enjoy. So these I'll tell you guys, also tropes and that kind of stuff, so I'll let you guys know when to skip. You guys don't want to hear about that if you want to just read the book and not knowing anything. So let's get into this video. I'm gonna start with Better Than the Movies because this one's one of my all-time favorites. I know you guys have probably heard about this one before. This one is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and oh my goodness, her storylines are amazing. All her books are great. Now I don't think all of them are young adult, and the ones that are young adult are the clean ones, and the ones that aren't young adult aren't the clean ones. She has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material, but would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies. But Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Wes was the kid who put a frog in her Barbie dream house, the monster lawn gnomes, severed head, little homemade neighborhood book exchange. Flash forward 10 years from the Great Gnome decapitation. It's Liz's senior year. It's meant to be rife with milestones, perfect for any big screen, and she needs Liz's help. Off with Liz, meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Liz. He's her in. But as Liz and Wes scheme to get their magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around Wes, and as they continue to go closer, she must re-examine everything she thought she knew about love and rethink her own perception of what happily ever after should really look like. And this is so good. There's so many different things I love about this book. There also, if you wanted to know a little something, is there's book quotes in every single chapter, which I really enjoyed because some of the movies that you may know, some of them you don't. I love this book so much just because like you'll see the reason that there is the book quotes and you'll see that it's really cool how it all ties together, and just the way her storylines are just so good and you just want to finish them. This book, I'm pretty sure, like, I started at the library and I completely finished it, and then I got my own copy, and oh my goodness, I was like, I have to get my own copy. Like, this is so good. Like, this is amazing. Like, just this book is my absolute favorite. So this is one of my first, no, just kidding. The Do-Over was one of my first, like, really good romances from her, and this was my second one. So just letting you guys know, this is such a good one that I would totally recommend. Okay, so Better Than the Movies is actually a closed door romance, so nothing happens. Now there is like the tiniest bit of talk about it, but it's very little. There is some swearing, but not very much, and I would say that definitely like there is some stuff, if you can find something, like there is LGBTQ characters, but some people like and some people don't. So that's my like, I think it's like kind of a side character, so I'm gonna let you guys know that just in case you wanted to know before reading it. So that's all I'm gonna say. The next one is The Do-Over, and I'm so sad I do not have a copy of this one. And this book is basically about a girl, and she gets stuck in Valentine's Day, and so she has to repeat the day over and over and over again, and she's trying to figure out like how to get out of the sleep, like what can I do to get out of this. And so she gets dumped, and then this guy keeps appearing, and she knows him but she doesn't know him very well, so she gets to kind of know him, and it's just this like really good adventure, and you'll really like it. Like, I love it, especially because this book is definitely different. Like, this kind of reminds me of Love and Gelato, which I'll get to next, but it just is like a very good adventure type romance. It's really good and I would recommend it. So I don't know, that's just my personal opinion. And basically she's like, okay, well, I can do whatever I want because it's playing over and over again. And so she's like doing all these things and like don't get caught day. So she's doing everything that she wants to do pretty much. This book is also closed door as well, although like something like brief, like the tiniest little detail, done. Like, it's like the like thing that you can just skimp over. It's like literally like one sentence, done. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain it. Love and Gelato, yeah, oh my goodness, this one is so much like The Do-Over, except completely different concept, but the adventure in this one is absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot tell you how much I love this book. Like, I legit, like, I wanted to finish this book in one day, but it's like such a thick book, as you can tell. I couldn't finish it in one day, but I was so determined. Like, I really wanted to. This took me a couple days to finish, and like I was like speed reading it when I tell you. Like, in the beginning it was the tiniest bit slow, but like it was not like a this is boring slow. It was like a slow pace to kind of get you hooked. So like the slow pace in the beginning was fine, and I completely ignored it because I was like, this is such a good book. Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany, but she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she get to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is go back home, but then she's given a journal that her and her mom had kept when she lived in Italy. Suddenly, Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, art, and hidden bakeries, a world that inspires her, along with her ever-so-charming Ren, to follow in her mother's footsteps and unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It is a secret that will change everything about her father, her mother, and even herself. People come to Italy for love and gelato, someone tells her, but sometimes they discover much more. Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, that sounds intriguing already, and like I've already read this book. Okay, I'm sorry, like I don't remember reading the back, but like absolutely yes. The book, I think the series, I think is, or no, there is a book on this. I like the book better, and I will be reading the rest of the series. I just have to get around to reading it, but I think it's like you don't have to read the rest of the series. It's a lot of different things happening, and so I really enjoyed that about it, because they're just a huge adventure, and it's like you want to keep reading, like it keeps you focused. So this one's definitely a 5-star. I don't know if I said that already, but this is such a good book. Like I don't know how else to explain it, because I'm generally in love with this book. Like this was such a good book. Like if anybody told me which books would you recommend, Lynn Painter and this book, like I'm telling you, this book, like everything, every single thing, like the drama, like everything going down, I generally enjoyed it. Like I could not like tell you how much I enjoyed it, because it's just, there's no way to explain it how much I did. Okay, so this one I'm gonna include in here. So this one is a closed door, so there's a little bit of romance in it, but there's not, like, actually it's not even a closed door. This one's completely clean, my bad. This one's completely clean, just like an innocent romance. And also Love and Gelato is also, like, I think closed door, there's one scene and that cuts. Okay, so basically Outer Banks is so good. Like I don't know if you guys all watch the series. I'm pretty sure everybody has, but this book is so good. I'm pretty sure this was a fan fiction, but honestly this played exactly how I would imagine a book written by the author. I'm pretty sure. I could be totally wrong. Give you guys the back. It's spring break in the Outer Banks, and the islands are swarming with tourists. The last thing JJ and John B want to do is spend their week watching kooks in action. So they plan a fishing getaway to the notoriously dangerous Frying Pan Shoals, graveyard of the Atlantic, for a good reason. Soon after they sail, the friends run into the captivating Savannah, who hitches a ride above the MS Pogue. When her boyfriend leaves her stranded as a violent storm sets in, and the three realize the only place to safely ride out this mail is creepy. Abandoned hotel on the Shoals lighthouse platform. Or is it abandoned? It doesn't take long for the three teens to realize they may not be alone. Further complicating the life or death adventure is a mounting attraction between JJ and the secretive Savannah. Even if they get out of the Shoals alive, can a Pogue kook romance survive the high stakes shores of the Outer Banks? Okay, but this was a really good book. I do admit myself, because I love the adventure. I don't know why, something about like Outer Banks adventure books, like I don't know what it is, but like I really wish I could find more books similar to this, because I love how like it's clean, there's nothing in it, but it's just such a good storyline, and like the romance I like. Now I will say I'm not a huge fan of Savannah, because I like Kiara better. If you know, you know. If you've watched the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I did enjoy the little bit of romance in here, only because it was like making me giggle. I was like, purposely, I'm like, okay, I'm standing my guard, because I do not like Savannah because of Kiara, but I am going to enjoy this and soak up the romance in every part, because I just think romance adds the plot. So like it gives you both. So like you have the really good adventure, and then you also have the romance. So I will be reading the other fan fictions. This is such a good book, although I don't really know why they put them here, because they're not really main characters. I mean, I guess that's because it's like the point of view with JJ and John B, which I loved, because I think just like, I don't know, something also about JJ is like he is so sweet. Like his point of view in this seems super realistic to his character, where he's like very sympathetic. Now he doesn't really act super sympathetic, like but you can tell in his head like he's being sympathetic, and like you just don't get to him seeing it a lot, but he does once in a while show that. And so I love it. And it's also his point of view of his dad, and then John B with his dad. It's just, oh, I love it. This book is Much Ado About a Latte. This one's really good, but I enjoyed this one a lot. See, one thing about this book though was like it's a little bit slower. I think if I read it again, I'd appreciate it more, but it's too soon for me to reread it, so I'll probably reread it next summer or something, because it's just, I feel like I know everything top of my head, so I would have to wait. This one I think was a 4.5 for me, maybe. No, wait, hold up, 4 out of 5 stars, because this book was really good. For me, for whatever reason, it was really hard to get into the book, so I had to read it at night. Like for a while I was just reading, I was like, okay, this is really good, like the storyline's great. It's just there's also a miscommunication trope, which bothered me so much, because I cannot stand miscommunication trope. If you know, you know. But this is definitely really, really good. It's kind of giving like enemies to lovers kind of vibe, and I enjoy that a lot. I don't want to get hurt again, that kind of vibe. I can't tell you what or like why that stands, but it does. I'm just trying to intrigue you to read it because I really think you guys should read this one. Anita Bedford needs to face reality. It's time to decaffeinate the dreams that she and Tanner will ever be more than friends. Growing up in a small town Maple Farm, he's had a crush on Tanner for years, but he will only ever see her as good old, dependable Anita. Now she's finally ready to make her own goals a reality. In fact, that deserting building next door to the Sunshine Dinner looks like a promising location to open her own cafe. Tanner Castillo may know how to operate a diner, but he doesn't know beans about love. After pouring his life savings into buying the Sunshine Diner, he needs to keep his mind on making a success of it and supporting his widowed mother, not on kissing Anita Bedford. First order of business: improve his customers' coffee experience. Next, he should probably find out who bought the building next door. Now that they own competing businesses, how could they ever compete for each other's hearts? Or will the two of them come to see what's obvious to the whole quirky town of Maple Falls? Potential for full roast romance with an ultra smash of dream. That's all I gotta say, folks. That's all I gotta say. Like, that pretty much sums it all up. I did enjoy it. It's definitely more of like a slow burn, but the pages aren't super long. I mean, I don't know, I did feel like it kind of felt long. There's 323 pages. I don't know, I'd read it again. It was pretty funny. There's a lot of really funny scenes that I was laughing a lot. The next one is also one of my favorites. If you guys know, you know. Hello Center. I actually bought this, and yes, this was very expensive, so don't quote me on this, or don't even ask, okay? Trust me, my bank account is not happy. I spent this a long time ago, and I'm still like, I'm never gonna get over it. Anyway, this is Hello Stranger. Oh my goodness, this book was so worth it to get the hardbound, and I'm really glad I did because I think it keeps it better shape anyway. But when I tell you I love this book, this got me through a really, really rough time because my grandma passing, and so this book is like, I don't know if this would be a trigger reading it or not. This one is an adult book, but the reason is because, so she gets this kind of cancer in her brain, and so that's what it says on the thing, and so she has this face, and so she cannot identify faces at all, and so you can see where the romance and stuff is gonna come in. It's really, really good. And so it's like a romance and kind of like a love triangle kind of vibe. I enjoyed it so much. It's just so good. And that's kind of why, like, definitely, I don't know, this book, I'm gonna say, oh, this is by Catherine Center, by the way. Hello Stranger by Catherine Center. My tip with this one is, no, like, maybe look it up first, like, and because here's the thing, I don't know, some people may be like, okay, this is too much for me, but like for me it was really easy to understand, but some other people may be like, oh, that's not really, you know. This one is a closed door. This one's not like fully clean. There's like one scene that gets interrupted, and after that there's like nothing else. And there's one scene in the beginning that you have to bypass because you'll understand it in the end. So I can't really tell you, like, all I say is hint, elevator scene. So please just trust me when you get to that part. I was really confused. You just have to stay to the end to fully understand it. Just trust me. And I say that. Every Wild Heart. Now this one, there's nothing actually in it. There's talks about, like, once in a while, but like very, and it's like not what you'd expect. But this is so good. So romance isn't the key, like the main thing in this book. It reminds me of like Lorelai and Rory Gilmore because it's like a mother and daughter relationship, and I really enjoyed that. There are some things that I'm like, I don't know. There is like, if you guys go to my Goodreads, you'll see what I'm talking about because I do have like a small spoiler section underneath that you guys may want to check out. But if you want to look at my Goodreads, you can. But basically, let me just read what it says. Passionate and funny radio personality Gail Guyton is a true original. 9 years ago, when Gail's husband announced that he wanted a divorce, her ensuing on-air rant propelled her local radio show into national spotlight. Now, the Gail Guyton show is beloved by millions of single women who tune in for her advice on the power of self-revelation. But fame comes at a price, and escalating threats from a troubled fan make Gail worry for the safety of her daughter, Nick. 14-year-old Nick has always felt that she pales in comparison to her vibrant, outgoing mother. Plagued by a fear of social situations, she is most comfortable at the stable where she spends her afternoons. But when a riding accident lands Nick in the hospital, she awakens from her coma changed completely. Or suddenly she has no fear at all, and her disconcerting behavior lands her in one risky situation after the other. And no one, at least for her mother, can guess what she'll do next. So this was definitely really good. I will say though, this one's kind of slower in the beginning because you try to get out of the characters, and like at first I was like, I don't know, do I really want to read this book? And then in the middle, like, it showed through, and I was like, okay, like, I have to finish this book. So I don't know, it's one of those books, like, if you can stand Like, there's definitely a little bit of romance in between, like, in the book, and I really enjoyed that. And her daughter definitely screams Rory Gilmore because she's very shy, but Lorelai is very outgoing, and so, like, it definitely gives Lorelai and Rory, and, like, they love coffee, and just, like, it's totally Rory and Gilmore coded. So I just had to tell you guys and give you guys this book in case any of you guys are Gilmore Girls fans like me, so just had to tell you that. And I have one more set. Okay, so the next thing is a series, and it is The Call of the Rookies, and I'm currently reading the first one right now. It's a huge series, and I was given the whole series, like, that's crazy, by my aunt. I don't know what she's related, how she's related to me, but I'm currently on the first one, and I'm, like, almost to the middle, but, like, so far so good. Like, like, there's been so many times I want to outline. Like, I cannot with how good this book is. Like, I love it. So I don't know, I'm really excited to read the other ones now. Like, they're all standalone, so you can read them together or not, but they're like some are about Indians and different things. Like, this is like the Western one. There's like a bunch of different people, so there's like a guy's point of view, and there's just like a bunch of really good ones. I really do recommend it though. Like, please do not judge it by the cover. Trust me, there's so many times I was wanting to, because I was like, you know what, I don't know how I feel about this, and I wasn't going to read it because I was like, I don't know. No, I wasn't not going to read it, I just wasn't sure how I was gonna like it. But I'm really surprised on how much I actually really enjoy it. And God is definitely, like, they do like pray and stuff, but it's not like very like faith-based. I mean, it's just faith-based. It's not really like the whole book is Christian or anything. It's just like has like some praying and stuff in it, but they're all clean, and this is just so good. Like, I've been giggling so many times reading this book, like I tell you, like, because I love like there's nothing in these, like, I just love the like lighthearted, like, close, like, nothing happens, where it's just like it makes you want to laugh and giggle because of like the little romance here and there. Like, because I love it is because it's his point of view and hers, and so it's like a very slow burn romance, but you get a lot of really good like stuff that keeps you going throughout the slow burn. So like the adventure, and they're also adventure in this, which really reminds me of Outer Banks, except totally different concept and more in like the olden days. But I was so surprised how much I enjoyed this book. Like, God told me that I was gonna enjoy it, and he was so right, because I literally love this book. Like, it is so good, and so I definitely want to read the other ones. Now what I'll probably do is spaced out, because I have a couple other books I need to read, so I'll space them out. But I really enjoyed this book, so I recommend it. This one's Freedom in the Mountain Wind. So yeah, everybody, like, if you are into like kind of like slow burns, like adventures with a romance, like this, like, I know I judge the cover. I'm sorry, like, I'm a judge of covers. Like, I'm sorry, I can't not do it. And like, I saw this book, I was like, I don't know how I feel. I mean, it looks really good, but I just don't know if it's gonna be a good book. It's by Misty and Beller, but oh my goodness, the romance is so well done. It's very slow burn, which I love. I absolutely love, because one thing I hate is when they just kiss right away. I'm like, no, I need like slow burn, like where their knees are just slowly touching, and like I need like a little like hand, like when they accidentally like touch the other person's hand and then they like back away. Like, I'm like, I need that, okay? Like Anna Gilbert kind of, except less. Like, because I can't wait 4 seasons. I'm sorry for that. Like, I can't. Like, I've done it for like Gilmore Girls 20 million times, but I've like, now I just have to skip it for Luke and Lorelai, because I can't go through all that pain again. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. This one's definitely, I haven't read the full thing, but so far I'm gonna say it's a 5 out of 5. Like, this book is like, I don't care. Like, the beginning had me hooked. Like, I was serious. Like, when I tell you I love this book, like, the first minute I read it, I was like, this is really good. Like, I actually wanted to keep reading it, and I was surprised, because normally books, like, they will not hook me at all in the beginning, or they'll be like, oh, like, this is really good. So I'm just telling you that because I love this book. Like, you could tell I'm smiling right now. Like, this is such a good book. Like, I'm not even kidding. And like, I love when books are like don't have anything in them, because it just makes me like, I don't have to like put my guard up as much. And like, I love that, because I just like little heartfelt books. Like, I hate like the whole of like smut stuff. I just want to read like lighthearted books like this that just give me giggling. Like let me tell you guys one little quote. This is not a spoiler or anything, but like, so this dude is flirting with the girl he likes, right? And so he was like, hold on, find it. Okay, here, I found it. So he purposely looks at the girl, right? And he says, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, senorita. I hope we do meet again." And he says, "You won't." Okay, I'm sorry, like, that seems really stupid, but like the tone and like how he is like, he's very protective. So he's like, "You won't, like, leave or I'm gonna kill you." Like, literally, like, he's like the protector and like the big bulky like heavy guy that has a lot of muscles. So I'm like, get him, guy. So trust me, you want to read this, like I'm telling you. Okay. Anyway, like, I didn't even tell you guys what it's about. I'm sorry. Your second joy, Susanna Wilkins will do anything to make her father's final dream come true, including trek along the path Lewis and Clark explored in the untamed wild of the Rocky Mountains. Every mile is more crucial now than lung cancer is, stealing Paul's last days. Faster than she comes to terms with losing him. The journey becomes harder than she's ever expected, but paddling up river through fierce rapids and fighting hungry grizzlies is what terrified her the most. Beaver Tail endured more than he can stand from the woman in his Blackfoot camp, but the last disaster gave him the final shove. He needed to join this band of brothers searching for one of their groups who's gone missing. The last thing he expected was to find a white woman and her sick father stranded at the base of the waterfall. His plan is to help them carry their oversized canoe and supplies and then leave them to their strange mission. Yet the more he learns about the pair, the more he realizes his life is about to be derailed again. I'm sorry. Like, just, oh my goodness. And they're all by the same author, and like I'm telling you, like I've never been more better than the movies, and these books are close, like really close, and that's insane. Something like the romance is really well, and like the way that like both of them describe each other is like a very like innocent way, and I love that because I hate when the books are like sexualizing the characters, like both of them, their perspective, like sexualizing each other. I'm like, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Like, we're nice here. We're gonna look at their eyes and their smile first, and then no, like I hate that. I'm sorry, but that's like one of my pet peeves in books is when they do that. I'm like, you're sexualizing them. Don't do that. Don't. Stop. Get some help. But yeah, I love that. So anyway, I just thought I'd tell you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, like, and turn on all notifications for new videos. And let me know if you would like more book videos like this, because I have so many more books I'd love to add to this video. Let me know. I also do have Where the Crawdad Sings, and that one's a really good book, but it's not clean. That's why I didn't add it in this video. I just read it, and I was really bummed because it's not clean. So I'm gonna just white it out. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye!